Yes, and today we're talking about art again because it's always fun when we do.
Yup, this will be covering the great years of 1921 to 1930. We are almost caught up with everything else we've been doing for our shit, and you're getting curious as to what we've been doing for so long. We've not streamed in like a few weeks, maybe over a month actually. It's because we've just been doing videos on the YouTube channel, and it's how we've been doing it. It's been going pretty great. Some schedule issues and shit like that because I have school now and life.
And I have overtime, unfortunately.
I was maybe a snarky damn joke how like people are watching his damn lives do on Twitch, but that would be mean, wouldn't
I mean, you wouldn't be entirely wrong though.
it? See, you get it. So first up on our list is the White Glove, and oh, okay, I love this. But first, I will begin the first reading. The White Glove is a 1921 portrait painting by the Australian artist George Washington Lambert. Wait, that Lambert? Oh, tough. The painting depicts Miss Gladys Neville Collins, the daughter of J.T. Collins, who is a lawyer, a Victorian State Parliamentary draughtsman. Good lord, it's a lot of words. And trustee of the Public Library, Museum, and National Gallery of Victoria. I mean, love their damn titles over there and damn down under. Lambert posed the subject in a manner suggestive of Joshua Reynolds' Sarah Siddons as the tragic muse. The painting also suggests that Lambert was familiar with John Singer Sargent's 1905 work. Portrait of Ina Wethner, a Belle Gonvi? I think that's how it's said.
That sounds right.
Miss Collins tilted her half open mouth, half closed eyes, and almost bare right arms help suggest an individual's sensuality, but they also indicate a form of codified sexual behavior. Well, no fucking shit. This is like the baddest bitch in all the towns.
I mean, yeah, she does look pretty. I don't know how to describe it. Confident?
But yeah, that takes some confidence to be like that back then. Uh,
Yeah.
Lambert's
You
lively.
showed your whole arm?
Scandalous. Lambert's lively work was simply different from the prevalent brown toneless portraiture, as I said that, in vogue with other Australian portrait painters at the time. In a letter to his wife Amy, Lambert described the painting as a wild, dashing portrait. The painting was acquired for 600 guineas. I'm sorry, what? By the Art Gallery of New South Wales in 1922. At the time, the highest price paid by a public gallery for a portrait by an Australian artist, the work remains part of his collection. Okay. Well, first and foremost, okay, that's a currency. Oh, it was their currency at the time. Okay. Okay.
What do don't isn't the Australian currency now just called Australian dollars?
I'm almost certain that's what. You know what? What's the Australian currency? Yeah, the Australian dollar. Okay, I hate how Americanized all the currencies have become. The Chinese dollar is of course not a damn name, but it's an example. It's such it takes out all the individuality of these countries. I hate that shit.
I mean, that's basically I've ranted about this before, but it always upsets me when I see another country's media and it's just American media.
Ugh. Ugh. Don't go to South America then, because they're basically our little puppets. I'm not even wrong. They'll back me up. Let's take a look at the actual piece. Let's get a nice viewing of this masterpiece.
Yeah, it's I really love the one of the things that's really hard to do in realist like painting and oil painting is feathers
Yup,
and fur. And this woman is covered in feathers and fur, and they are done very well.
you can tell
I
she's
really like
dripped
this
out.
technique of stippling. I think is what they did.
Yeah.
It looks similar to that. It's very clever.
The thing I love the most is that you can tell that they're of British origin. Look at those chompers.
What do you mean I got big teeth? I'm sorry, she's Australian. I can't really do a good Australian accent.
It's okay, they're the same damn thing. Oh god, were they a whole flame war somewhere? Ugh.
This is not how I wanted to go viral, Scyther.
Alright, the next one up is The Great Tower, and the artist here is Giorgio di Chirico, and this one's all Oz.
Yes. The Great Tower is an oil canvas painting by the Italian artist Giorgio de Chirico. from 1921. It is held in the Pushkin Museum in Moscow. I thought it would be in Italy, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The Russian Ministry of Culture acquired it in 1992 for the National Center of Contemporary Arts, though the latter then transferred to the Pushkin Museum in honor of its 80th anniversary. The painting is a variant of the large format composition, The Nostalgia of the Infinite. Let me just pause for a second and say that is the coolest fucking title. In it, as in many of his works, De Chirico introduces the viewer into a metaphysical world of imagery and symbols. The painting depicts a tall tower standing on a large sand dune, illuminated by the evening sun. Behind the towers, there is a steppe landscape with orange-browned dunes. The small houses that look like barns and sparse vegetation. In the background are two people of small sense that seem insignificant in comparison to the tower. Above all, this stretches a heavy and oppressive sky, the color of which smoothly changes from yellow-green at the horizon to blue above the top of the tower. The landscape in the painting is momentary, creating a sense of stopped time, characteristic of the work of the artist.
So when I see this piece of art, in my mind, what immediately it draws to is the sky. I love this sky.
This whole painting looks very alien. I think it'd be very at home in a sci-fi novel.
You know, another thing I've been brought out is SCP. It feels like a piece of like art you'll see in SCP.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't used it for that.
Oh man.
Considering it's public domain now.
Yup. This is a lot. I'm not reading all of it. Like, Jesus H. Christ. Like, look at all this shit. I will be reading this portion because I actually have a life, and I don't want to break my brain. You know what? I'll also do the first portion of a creation history. Wikipedia exists for a reason. You'll read this shit on your own. Portrait of D.A. Furmanov is a painting by the Russian and Soviet artist Sergei Mutlin, created in 1922. I believe this is one of the many artists who just died out of nowhere in the 1920s. A lot of artists and poets and philosophical people of Soviet Russia just died. It's not because they were off. Well, of course, many of them were, but not all of them were off. They just died of natural causes, or they, quote, Russian natural causes, aka drinking too much. That got him. He almost choked. Created in 1922, is a part of a collection of the State Trekhov. Good lord, I began fucking voice crack with that one. Trekhov Gallery. The painting depicts a prominent participant in the Civil War and Soviet writer Dmitry Andreevich Furmanov. The portrait is the most famous work of the artist and one of the finest examples of a Soviet portrait painting. Art historian and author of a monograph on the artist's work, I. Ulshin, called the painting a true triumph of portrait art. Noting the Soviet person cannot imagine the writer differently from how the artist depicted him on a canvas. According to Doctor of Art History Dmitry Smirnov, the artist managed to capture in the portrait the image of a new Homo Soviet. Intellectual and humanist, became the heir to all the progressive elements of a pre-revolutionary Russia's cultural heritage. Now, one thing I've always admired Russians for is their names go really hard for no real reason. That's the thing I've always noticed. Their names just go hard, and I like that. But seeing homos, it's really giving me Russia vibes. They've always been grand like that.
The Soviets are the superior species.
Is an anti-communist term coined to describe the average conformist individual in the Soviet Union.
This is going all over the place.
Yeah. So that basically implies that originally this is a good term, but then it got turned to a not a good term. I like that. Evolution, baby. Love that shit. Candidate of art history, Kira Sasnova, considered the portrait of D.A. Furmanov unusual in its painterly plastic structure and the poetic means employed by the artist. On one hand, it is quite traditional, creating a continuation of the realist traditions of the pre-revolutionary Russia. On the other hand, the portrait was not only a product of a new era, but also laid the foundation for a new art. Candidate. of art history, Valentina Kozneval, whatever, believed that Litvin's painting established the foundations for a future method of socialist realism, as it conveys both the individual essence of a subject and the typical traits of a person of his time. Socialist realism. That's a phrase I would ever hear.
Socialist realism and Soviet realism are huge genres, especially in film. Um, didn't didn't we watch Man with a Movie Camera?
Yes, we did.
You liked it too, right?
I did in fact like it.
Yeah, I think you gave it a 10 too.
So this begs the question: does that mean there is also? This implies there could be fascist realism and also monarcho realism and also anarcho realism. I want all realisms.
Anarchists typically don't have a great track record with making history or making not history, making film.
No. Yeah, I remember painting. Everything painting.
Yeah. Maybe, probably. Fascists, 100%. Fascists almost exclusively make realist art.
I love trains, so it all works out for me. All right, now, as I said before, the first part of the creation. Throughout his life, Moslin created over 300 pastel and oil portraits. Yet, according to Dmitry Semenlov, portraiture for him was not only an opportunity to showcase his skill. Okay, his subjects were not just acquaintances or close associates, but prominent figures in Russian culture. So he has that sway, I see. Sergei Milton immediately embraced the October Revolution, referring to the Bolsheviks as bearers of truth and happiness. So that's how it started out, I suppose. In 1922, he joined the Association of Artists Revolutionary Russia. That's an abbreviation if I ever saw one. Effectively being one of its founders, with the first meetings of the association held at the Artists' Apartment. I was wanting people to know that many of the greatest revolutions began at some dude's house. Well, wait, know that. That's fact.
That checks out, but it is still ridiculous to think about.
Like, if I remember correctly, there was a whole bar where the Sons of Liberty, in America, basically all gathered. It was a whole bar, which is really, really weird to think about. In the late 1910s and 1920s, Moslin created an entire gallery of portraits of the people of the new era, including artists, writers, scientists, doctors, engineers, and later workers and soldiers of the Red Army. In the catalog of a solo exhibition of S.V. Metlin's work held in Moscow in 1934, painting is listed under the portrait of D.A. Firmenov with 1920 indicated as the year of creation. Doctor of Political Sciences, Alexander Berzinoy, in his book, Firmenov the Journalist, published in 1955, dated the portrait to 1921. Currently, art historians at the Trekhov Gallery dated to 1922. So I'm hearing here is that they're all confused on when it actually happened. And I'm personally, I'm going to go with the actual artist statement for a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the painting. Let's actually hop into this masterpiece. Okay. So I love this the background where this guy's head is. You can tell there was some effort going on into this one.
Yeah. It has this I don't know how to describe it. I don't know art terms, but the effect where you're basically painting with little dots.
Yep.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but it gives it this very detailed look and gives it more detail than frankly it has. I love his jacket too.
Yeah, that is a nice touch. This entire
is that a table?
I believe this is actually a part of his uniform, right? He took off something.
Okay, so it's like a waistcoat.
Yeah. I think this piece of art here is perhaps one of the best I've seen from Soviets. I've seen a number of Soviet art pieces. They are typically in the realm of decent to really damn good. That's the one thing I'll give them.
Yeah. I think the problem with a lot of Soviet art is because it's all realism, because of ideology. They can get a little plain.
Yup.
But I think this avoids it by being the outfit and the actual person, visually speaking, are quite interesting.
Another thing that is kind of made clear into this is that this is so it's obviously not his first rodeo in the portrait realm, but it's clear that his so he has a stylized way of doing art, and it kind of carried over into this portrait, which I mean that's good. You should have your own style.
Yeah.
Next up, the Twittering Machine. All right, it's all you was.
All right. The Twittering Machine is a 1922 watercolor with gouache. Don't know what that is. Pen and ink and oil transfer on paper by Swiss-German painter Paul Klee. Like other works by Klee, it blends biology and machinery, depicting a loosely sketched group of birds on a wire or branch connected to a hand crank. Interpretations of this work vary wildly. I can see why. It has been perceived as a nightmarish lure for the viewer or a depiction of the helplessness of the artist, but also as a triumph over nature over mechanical pursuits. It has been seen as a visual representation of the mechanics of sound. Originally displayed in Germany, the images was declared degenerate art by Adolf Hitler in 1933. What? Degenerate. Okay. And sold by the Nazi Party to an art dealer in 1939, whence it made its way. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I thought it said 1949. I was like, I don't think that's what happened. Once it made its way to New York, one of the better known of the more than 9,000 works produced by Klee, it is among the more famous images of the New York Museum of Modern Art, MoMA. It has inspired several musical compositions and, according to a 1987 profile in New York, has been a popular piece to hang in children's bedrooms.
I can see it.
Description. The picture depicts a group of birds, largely line drawings, all save the first are shackled on a wire, or according to the Washington Post, a sine wave branch over a blue and purple background, which MoMA equates with the misty blue cool of night giving way to the pink flow of dawn. Each of the birds is open-beaked, with a jagged or rounded shape emerging from its mouth, widely interpreted as its protruding tongue. The end of the perch dips into a crank. Oh god, the critical analyses on these are always so garbage.
Yeah, we don't need to go over that. That's a whole lot. What the hell is gouache? Oh!
It's like acrylic paint.
Alright, let's see the actual piece. I'm gonna be real. Whenever I see pieces like this, I always say to myself, I can't have made this.
Potentially. I feel like there's a little bit more interpretation than a child would draw.
I don't know. Some kids are really creative, and they can get really in their mind. It's their what's the word? Their formative years. So it's when they're really thinking.
That's fair. I do like it quite a lot, though. It is. I wouldn't put this in a children's room just for fear of scaring the children.
I'd put this in the bathroom. Have it hanging there when taking a shit.
Yeah, would you want to look at that while you're pissing? I don't think I would.
I would. It lets me think on life. How'd I get here?
Birds.
All right, this is what I'm here for. This is what I love. Dimshi and Furpo. Dimshi and Furpo, sometimes referred to as Dimshi Through the Ropes, is an oil-on-canvas painting executed in 1923 to 1924 by the American artist George Bellows. It depicts the September 14th, 1923 boxing match between American Jack Dimshi and Argentine Louis Furpo. It has become Bellows' most famous boxing painting. The work has been in the collection of the Whitney Museum of Art since the museum's opening in 1931. So if you don't know who Dimshi is, he created one of the most famous moves in boxing. It's called a Dimshi roll. And he kind of set the damn standard, at least for American boxers. Oh.
Okay.
I can't wait to cover him. He has a whole thing, because boxing will be a whole thing we get to cover one day.
I think there's a movie loosely based on him called, it's either Meeting Mr. Jones or The Gentleman Boxer.
Ooh. So the painting depicts the dramatic moment when Furpo knocked Dimshi out of the ring, despite the fact that Dimshi was the eventual winner that night. Those gave himself a cameo on as the balding man at the extreme left of a picture. The style of the painting combines the proletarian subject matter realism of the ash can school with a chirurgically calculated function that reveals Bellow's application of the principles of the dynamic symmetry. In popular culture,
Oh.
in the 1976 movie Rocky, the reproduction of a painting can be seen in Rocky's apartment. Painting is referred in a Simpsons episode of the Homer They Fall, where a montage of Homer Simpson winning boxing matches where he and Mo Sislak taking the poses of respectively purple referees. I didn't think we were talking about the Simpsons so early in our journey, but here we are.
That is kind of wild.
The painting can be seen in the 1990 film Goodfellas, where it is visible behind Jimmy Conway on the wall of Near's Tavern. During Tommy DeVito's recount of a mob hit, the scene before Murray is whacked, with some calling it the most influential sports painting ever. I fucking agree.
It is pretty rad. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Artist Eric Joyner reinterpreted the painting, portraying two robots fighting in a painting called The Final Blow. This version can be seen as a decoration to setting a TV series, The Big Bang Theory. And finally, the New York cover for the February 7th, 2022 issue recast the fighters as hockey players. And I also wish to correct myself. It was not Vince Dempsey who created it. It was Jack Dempsey. Common mistake.
Ah.
Common mistake. Yeah. Oh, wait. This is the same Dempsey. What am I talking about? I love his Dempsey. Good lord. So let's see the actual piece. I love how he covered the guy who got his who lost in the end. Like, nah, bro, the guy who fucking won got see that ass beaten. What the hell is this fucking shit?
That guy looks like. You remember the? Have you ever read in that Innsmouth book by H.P. Lovecraft?
Yep.
These look like the fish people from Innsmouth.
This guy, he just knocks him out of the ring.
He doesn't look too happy about it.
Does not. He looks fucking like he's going through a depression. His divorce is kicking in.
He's like, I won, but at what cost?
Like, I know these are lights, but I feel like weird beings just watching in the background.
There's something kind of ominous about this painting, and it kind of makes it better for me.
This guy's like, oh, open mouth, and this guy's like, Rawr.
The faces are kind of fucking. Wait, okay. Look, you see that guy with his fist on the left?
Yeah.
Look right below his fist.
Look
at the guy who's holding the guy who's falling.
Yeah, dude.
Does no one in this boxing ring have teeth?
No, this is a common trend for Americans of this time, obviously.
No.
Everyone
talks like that.
Don't forget, Oz. Every magazine we've seen from this damn time period has been advertising toothpaste, like a motherfucker.
That is true. I didn't even think of that.
It's so weird. So it's a good piece. It's good, and I can see why some people would say this is like literally like one of the greatest art pieces ever for sports. I can see it. It's damn good. But Lord, is it ominous, and Lord, these people look fucking off. So I feel like it's a painting that you have to see it from like a distance, a short distance, if anything.
Yeah, I still like it. It's just kind of weird.
Yep. Next up is this one. All you Oz.
All right. Lace Maker is a painting by the Slovenian painter Vino Pilon from 1920. Oh, he's not French. It's Vino Pilon. From 1923. The picture is painted in oil on canvas. That's hard to say. And has dimensions of 103.5 by 77.5 centimeters. The picture is part of a collection of the Museum of Modern Art in Ljubljana? Lejublejana.
Ljubljana.
Thank you. The portrait presents Stefan Batik. Oh, you always give me the fucking hard names.
I do.
Which is with lace, which is caught with the right hand on the top edge and the bottom adhere to the left hand. The painting is a part of a series of portraits by Vinod Pilon. He portrays friends, relatives, and loved ones. With them, he enters own new period. Ooh, the grammar is kind of rough on this article. Going from expressionism to a new reality. The colors are dark, unclear, and the overall feeling of the image is static, even still. At the same time, his work marks a new emphasis on volume with a clear purpose, paints everyday life. His portraits express peace. Lacemaker was selected by the Slovenian Ministry of Culture as one of the masterpieces of Slovenian art for the Europeana 280 campaign.
Okay, now first and foremost, this looks like uncanny. This looks like some name like what's the word? Analog horror creature.
Yeah, her eyes are huge.
Now I get it. Europeans are creepy, and I can say this proudly because I come one of those creepiest storytelling damn people in the world. You also have really weird punishments. Chopping off fingers, you're being bad kid, which is really weird. German people, what's up with y'all? But yeah, the eyes are in the eyes and the mouth are really throwing it off for me. But stare at her hands. What the fuck is going on here?
It's kind of awesome. Like it looks a little strange. I'm sure that's not what it was intending, but I like it.
So I like it in the fact that this, if I saw this as a child, like genuinely, like I woke up and it's just like right before me, like I'm gonna be like, ah! Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a piece where I say, if you like it, good for you. I like it, but it's not my damn top 10. It's not in my top 100. That's for sure.
It's not for everybody, but it is kind of interesting.
One thing we actually had to do one day is go back from each decade and just say which is our favorite painting of a decade, and that was something we need to do one day. But next up is a portrait of Donna Franco Florio. This is one that we both really like, and I'm not reading all this shit. The portrait of Donna Franco Florio, or portrait of Miss Franco Florio, is an oil on canvas painting. Good lord, say a mouthful full. Say it an oil canvas painting. Come on, man. By Italian painter Giovanni Bodani. The original work was created in 1901, however, was retouched several times until the current version, signed and dated in 1924. Since 2017, the painting is in exhibition in the Palazzo Marzanio in Parmario. That's a damn mouth fucking full. Italians. Bogani's rapid and eccentric brushstrokes immortalized in his painting the famous Donna Franco Florio, otherwise known as the Queen of Sicily. I mean, really queen vibes for real. She was a member of a Sicilian aristocratic family who entered by marriage to the richest business family on the island. Oh, the mob?
Oh.
Donna Franca
Damn.
was the undisputed celebrity of all the events of high society in Parmario. She spoke 4 languages fluently, and her beauty and elegance had granted her many male admirers, like the poet Gabriel de Anzanio and Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany. Number 2, by the way. An icon of the Belle Epoque. Donna Franca was also a skilled entrepreneur, helping her husband Ignazio Florio Jr. in the family. Okay, this sounds like a multi-talented person who's like speed running life. He's getting all the skill points, all the skills. In 1991, Ignazio Florio commissioned Bodani to make a painting that would immortalize the radiant beauty and elegance of his wife. He succeeded, by the way. Bodani moved from Paris to Palmero, where he was the guest of Florio's, plus creating the portrait. The original version of the work depicted Donna Franca wrapped in a regal black evening dress, embellished with various gold embroidery, also equipped with long sleeves with inlays on the cuffs. Bodani intervened on the canvas 2 more times. The final was in 1924. When he inserted a chair and revealed noblewoman's arms, updating the clothing to fashion of the 20s, eliminating the embroidery, sleeves, and corset. I love the idea of this man went back and it's like, okay, this is not up to date. We gotta fix that shit right now. With the dress falling straight and the short to the ankles, Donna Franco's personality seems more adequate. Good lord. Adequated? Yeah, adequated. To be liberating fashion of the roaring 20s. However, her look doesn't seem to have aged that much. She was 27 years old in the original version, and now she is 50. Plus appears as a kind of timeless beauty. I mean, good fucking lord. There's an original version. Okay.
It's the photograph of it.
It's fucking good. Both versions are. I personally would accept either version and say like they're both the masterpieces. Obviously, honestly, I read all this shit. So I might as well finish it.
We just kind of like art.
Yeah,
art is pretty.
Province. The canvas exhibited at the Venice Biennale in 1993 was only completed in 1924. In that year, however, the Florio family was suffering at a terrible economic collapse, and therefore was unable to purchase it. Boudin decided to sell it to the Baron Rothschild in 1927-1928, who brought it to the United States. The work was put back at sale at Christie's. Christie's, let's go. Rothschild's descendants on 1901. In 1995, November 1st. They appeared at auctions on the 25th of October 2005. When it was sold at the Sotheby's, New York City, and purchased. Okay, that's a lot of damn words. But yeah, it's kind of sad that the family could not end up fucking buying it. Because it sounds like the whole family has been doing really damn good up until a certain point. I think we both know which point that was.
The Great Depression.
Let's see the actual piece. Not this one, but oh wow, she died in the 50s. Crazy work.
Yeah.
First and foremost, the face, perfect. Hair, perfect.
Something we were talking about before we started the stream is that different parts of this painting have different levels of detail, and it feels very intentional. Almost like what is it, impressionist or expressionist? I always forget which one it is.
Expressionist?
Yeah, expressionism. If we're wrong, then sorry, it was the other one. Like, even it's not even like vertically based because her pearl necklace, which is by the way fucking huge, is detailed all the way down, even when her dress is not. So I can tell it was intentional. Again, it almost feels like a degradation of one's sanity,
which I dig.
This would be perfect in a creepy video game.
What I will say immediately is that it kind of is poetic to the real life going on here. Is that at the top, she, beauty, perfect. She is clearly rich, but slowly but certainly, it's all going away. Such as life.
Yeah. I guess you could interpret it in that very poetic kind of way.
Yup. It's one of those things where we've seen it a few times already. Is like the lives of certain people. Wow, holy fuck! That was 180 degrees out of nowhere. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces we've seen this from far. Perhaps the best of this decade, maybe.
I would agree. I think it's probably my favorite painting that we're covering in this video.
Yeah, this next one will be nice and easy for you. Nice and short too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And it's not even from Eastern Europe, so I'm not gonna fucking die.
Mispronounces the word anyway.
Miss Coolins is a 1924 painting by Australian artist William Beckwith McInnes. The painting depicts Miss Gladys Neville Collins.
It's Gladys, goddammit.
Gladys?
Yeah.
That's how you spell Gladys?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Fuck, you were right. Miss Gladys Neville Collins, the daughter of J.T. Collins, a lawyer, Victorian state parliamentary draftsman, and trustee of the Public Library, Museums and National Gallery of Victoria. The painting was awarded the 1924 Archibald Prize. The subject of his painting is shown to be stylish, elegant, and restrained. Close attention is paid to the details of the clothing and jewelry, while the shawl is handled with expressive, broad brushstrokes. Also, this has fur. Like I said, it's the fucking hardest thing to paint. The painting was acquired by the Art Gallery of South Australia in 1930 through the Morgan Thomas Bequest Fund and remains part of its collection.
Now see this bad boy up close and personal.
I think if you were to show me this from a distance, I would have told you this is a photograph.
Yep.
The absolute skill that realist painters were having by this time is kind of fucking crazy.
I love just to see how much art has changed. And my personal favorite of any genre of art is portraits. I love portraits. They're great. Second
You
place
do a
would,
lot with them.
yep, second place would easily go to those weird ad paintings. I love those. Those are been funny. um
I do also love the smoking dogs.
so seeing her from face at a distance, I would say, oh yeah, that's just a regular girl. You know, the picture taken. Nah, man, that's a
Yeah.
painting. Really crazy.
Oh yeah.
One thing I actually love is like you'll see it almost immediately is the emphasis on the hat. You'll notice that yes, it's a nice circular here, but it's also an additional right here. It puts more focus on this actual part of the hat.
It adds some much needed lighting and shadow, which is baller.
Yup. So next up, oh, even shorter, Italian Hilltown by Arthur B. Davies. Italian Hilltown is in an early 20th century oil and canvas painting. I'm gonna call it an oil painting. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
By American artist Arthur B. Davies. It depicts a town set on a hillside in Italy. Such towns are commonly referred to as Italian hill towns. Oh my lord! You know what American stand towns we call them a hill? We call them a town, not a hill town. We call them a town.
I didn't realize there was that much that changes of about a town because it's on a hill.
Like I guess the culture can change. It's all like separated from all the other damn areas. Like well, whatever. We're not getting into this today. Davies was a frequent visitor to Italy, especially after 1923 when he was in poor health. It found beneficial. He died there in 1928. The painting is on display at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in Gallery 774.
Ah.
So seeing this now, okay, obviously it's not as extremely detailed as all of the ones we've seen thus far, except for the damn birds painting that doesn't count. um, but the detail on the animals, like okay, okay, the brush strokes here are really damn good too. And the towns is an outline.
Yeah, it for a painting about a town, the town takes up so little of the painting, and you get to see a lot of the countryside.
Which I approve of, because when you have a town on a hill or a mountain or wherever you're having that shit, the emphasis is usually on the surrounding area, because the town itself is like is the add-on. Everything else, nature. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's very scenic and makes me want to visit Italy, though I'm obviously sure that almost none of it looks like this anymore.
Anymore? Oh yeah, no, probably not. Ugh. Oh yeah, this one's all for you, buddy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Um Portrait of the Dancer Anita Berber is a 1925 painting in oil and tempera on plywood by German artist Otto Dix. Unfortunate name. It represents the
Wait. Did they use the
yeah
tempura chicken to make this damn shit? That's crazy work.
tempera, not tempura.
Oh, those bastards! I got hungry again.
Yeah, no, a German artist from the 1920s used tempura batter to make a painting.
Oh, that'd be based.
It represents the dancer Anita Berber, a celebrity of the Weimar Republic, known for her scandalous performances and litigious lifestyle. It belongs to the collection of Sammlung Landsbank, Baden-Württemberg. Württemberg? And is in loan to the Kunstmuseum Stuttgart, Germany. Its dimensions are 120 by 65 centimeters. So pretty small.
I'm just curious. It's real fucking fast. Have we seen any of this lady's in films? I'm just so curious.
Was she a celebrity of? Oh, she.
The Hustler.
I don't know if any of these films are even fucking preserved.
That's a good question. Besides,
Yeah, there's no images, so I doubt it is.
Unfortunate. Back to the good show.
Yes. Dix knew Anita Berber personally, having attended several of her live performances. Although Berber posed for the portrait in the nude, the artist decided to picture wearing a long red dress on a red background. The dress covers almost her entire body. She looks to her right while striking a vamp meaning prostitute, with her left hand in front and left hand in her front and her right hand resting on her hip. Her hair is also red, and she wears a very thick white makeup, which gives her face a mask-like appearance. Her depiction emphasizes her sexuality and her status as a sexual icon of her time. The painting was a part of two stamps edition by the Deutsche Post to commemorate the centennial birth of Otto Dix in 1991.
Okay, let's get. Oh, this is a smaller one. Oh, this is one we actually might not be able to see because it has a license.
Ah, damn it.
That's tough.
It's also from the 1920s.
Yeah, but there's a license on that, and I'm not very confident on that.
That's fair. We have seen it, and you've probably seen some of it. It is a really interesting painting. And you can tell after reading it that she was posing in the nude, and he had to put some clothes on her.
Otto Dix looks like a Hearts of Iron character.
Otto Dix sounds like the protagonist of a German porno.
Yeah, it does. Black Iris, which has a lot of going on here. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, I did not take a close look at that painting. There is some sexual frustration going on
here. We can skip it if need be.
No, it's. I don't think YouTube's gonna flag it.
This is how deep we're in this damn video. I don't think it'll be imaged on the. Black Iris.
With how many views we get? Hell no.
Black Iris, formerly called Black Iris III, is a 1926 oil painting by George O'Keeffe. Art historian Linda Nochlin interpreted Black Iris as a mythological metaphor for female genitalia. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Okay. Oh wait, O'Keeffe rejected such interpretations. In 1939, text counting an art exhibition of her work. Oh, it's a woman. Oh yeah, Georgia. What's a George? In which she wrote, "Well, I made you take time to look at what I saw. When you took the time to really notice my flower, you hung all your associations with flowers. On my flower, you write about my flower as if I think what you see. I see what you think. You see my flower, and I don't. She doesn't do away with the sexualized readings of her work, but adding a lot of detail, which makes it worse, actually, in a way."
I do. It is a lovely painting, but the second you look at it, you go, "Oh, yep, that's what that is."
Because like the most important part here, but makes it look like that, is this portion. Yeah. Change that, and that would be an issue.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was intentional.
Yeah, but she's quite clearly trying to say no, it's not that. So if she wanted to own it, she would have owned it, but she's not doing that. I mean, it might be one of the cases where her intention was not that, but people interpreted it that way. Happens. It was the first exhibited at the Internet Gallery in New York from January 11th to February 27th, 1927. It was cataloged as Dark Iris No. 3. Unlike her previous shows, this show was largely devoid of colorful paintings, for which she had received critical acclaim. Louis Mumford commented yesterday, O'Keeffe exhibition opened, the show is strong. One long, loud blast of sex. Sex in the youth, sex in the adolescence, sex in maturity. Sex as gaudy as 10 nights in a whorehouse. And sex as pure as the vigils of bestial virgins. Sex... Okay, buddy, we get it. Sex bulging, sex consonant, sex deflated. After a description, you better not visit the show. That way you'll be a little disappointed. But perhaps only half the sex is on the walls. The rest is probably in me. What?
What? This painting was a lot more scandalous than I thought it was.
The painting remained in the collection of the artist from 1926 to 1969. It was on extended loan to the Metropolitan Museum of Art from 1949 to 1969, when it was donated as a part of the Alfred Schultz collection to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The painting title was changed in 1991 from the Black Iris Free to Black Iris, when most of her works was revised. Okay, I can see why that she wanted to distance herself from the notion that this is about sex. Because the way people keep fucking saying all this shit, nah, bruddy. Nah, I can't have this on my record.
Especially in the 1920s.
Yeah. Let's get a better look at this. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah. She beat these allegations.
It is a really well done painting. I love the lighting effects.
Yeah. The best part, it's a black iris, and they tend to grow in very gloomy areas, and I think she captured that really well. Um, I I just the damn tongue twisters. But my flower, and sex. It's like, why my damn tongue twisters? Was that on purpose?
If I write it, no one will be willing to read it.
Okay, this one, all you, man.
Oh boy, my favorite. God, this is gonna be strange. Family Portrait is a painting by the artist Franz Kralj. Kralj painted the picture in 1926. The size of the painting is 115.5 centimeters by 130.3 centimeters. The painting is the Museum of Modern Art in um, the title of the painting in Slovene is Drunický portret. The painting shows Kralj, his wife, and his child as they are leaving his studio after work. The painting is an example of the new objectivity style art in Slovenia. There are two special things about this painting. First, the painting shows the artist's personal life. Kralj did not usually use his personal life as a subject for his paintings. In this painting, there is no emotional or sentimental part element. This is usual for the paintings of the new objectivity style. They show concrete people and objects without their qualities or symbolism. Second, the painting shows a sculpture in the part of the picture that is nearest to and in front of. Oh, could you scroll down a little bit?
Yep.
Yep. In front of the viewer. The sculpture is a finished work. It is sculpture of his wife and child. Oh.
Alright. Let's see gander at this bad boy. This is some horror level shit.
Yeah, this is kind of terrifying. In the best way.
Yeah. The person who made this has issues. I can tell that much, but that's okay.
I mean, don't most artists?
Oh yeah, most of them like cut them like limbs and shit, or kill themselves. There's a lot of things going on here.
Yeah.
Also, as always, we here at Cursed Creations, we love you. Well, maybe not all of you, but that's okay.
Most of you.
Here is a nice number. If you need some help, this is a website that will help you. It's a helpline. If you need help, call 988. And that's all. I cannot help you from any further from here. Do not ask for help from me for any further.
Yeah.
Bless you. There, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. This piece is that piece, and we're done with that piece. The Meaning of Night. The Meaning of Night is a painting by Belgian surrealist René Painted in 1927, it is an oil painting with dimensions of 139 cm by 105 cm. It is in the Manila collection in Houston. Description: the canvas depicts two identical dressed men wearing coats and bowler hats, sitting with their backs to each other. They're in a seaside landscape dominated by a dark sky, while small clouds litter the ground. A shapeless gray mass where only a glove is recognizable appears to float in the air next to the two men. The one that faces the viewer has his eyes closed and his hands on his pockets. You mean in?
Yeah, that sounds more correct.
I hate people sometimes. It's really intentional sometimes, and I really don't like that. But let's actually see this bad boy up close and personal. I dig it.
Yeah, it's very surreal. What the fuck is going on in the right?
Isn't a right? Oh well, it's just the glove that's like center and floating.
What is the weird fur?
That's a good question. Not sure.
It's really trippy. I don't know what it is with 1920s paintings, but they are fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I love them.
I also love if you see the edges of the seaside here. It feels like they're not like directly like right by the water. It feels like it's more elevated. It's like a cliff area, more of an actual
Yeah.
sand.
Huh.
But here is another one. Is another short one, and it feels it's like a grandma on their damn cheeks.
Aw. Miss Annie Murdoch is a 1927 portrait painting by Australian artist George Washington Lambert. That is an unfortunate name.
We've seen it
The
multiple
painting
times
depicts
today.
Yeah. The painting depicts Annie Murdoch, the mother of newspaper proprietor Keith Murdoch and grandmother of businessman Rupert Murdoch. Murdoch commissioned this painting of his mother, who migrated to Australia from Scotland in 1884 with her Presbyterian minister husband, Patrick. Lambert painted the work in September 1927. It is a striking painting or portrait and full of character. Lambert portrayed the alert faced matron with her brown eyes looking directly out of the picture with confidence and authority. He showed her smiling with what might be interpreted as genial amusement. The painting was awarded the Archibald Prize in 1927. The painting remains part of the Murdoch family collection.
I just want to say it's genial.
Genial, sorry.
I had to. First and foremost, my lord, this is perfect.
I know.
Lambert goes so hard for no reason.
I guess if you're painting your mother, you better do it goddamn perfect.
Shit. Get the furs all right. Get the drip all right.
I again with the fur. There's two themes of the 1920s, which seems to be fur and being fucking creepy.
Yup, furs and creepy. I'm okay with that though. This feels like it's a whole painting you'll see in a horror game. Even though it itself is not horror, it feels like it can turn into horror real fast.
Layers of fear, ass shit.
Yup. Oh, the inbred one.
Oh god. Oh yeah, this is a. What is this? Oh, there's not much about this painting.
No, there isn't. This is me and Oz when you tell us a shitty joke.
Shut up. I'm funny. I'm funny.
When me and Oz are asked if we want to play Fatal.
Oh, I'm just saying, to everyone watching this, I'm holding my microphone because this is important. If we ever get monetized, we will make the Fatal review. If any of you are tabletop nerds, you know how crucial this is.
We'll cover every damn page, buddy. Every page. And all supplements too.
Oh god. Oh god. We'll even play it and then use that for our review.
Oh, it's gonna be so horrible.
We have to use that character generator you found.
So, Azur is a 1928 painting by the Flemish artist Gustav van de Woesteling, now in the Royal Museum of Fine Arts, Antwerp. As we see here, these are two inbred gentlemen. It's okay.
Or, rather, someone who has been interpreted through an entire eighth of magic mushrooms.
Are very mentally deficient, or as the cool kids say, oh, and then we got demonetized right there.
Like we ever going to get, like, any of our videos would be monetized.
Look at
you know
his
what they look
neck.
like? They look like the Habsburgs.
Yeah, his neck though, it's so fucking so thick.
Damn, boy, she's thick.
Oh, no, this is a good one. This is extra long. We're not making you read all that.
Oh, Jesus. I saw Figure 5 in Gold, also known as The Figure 5 in Gold. It's a 1928 painting by American artist Charles Demuth. It has been described as influenced by Futurism and Cubism.
See it?
William Carlos Williams claims that the inspiration for the 32-word poem "The Great Figure" (1920) came from seeing a fire engine pass him by, sounding gongs and gong clangs and siren howls as it receded into the night. He said he was so struck by the sight he took the paper and pencil out of his pocket and wrote the poem. Standing there on the sidewalk, 2 lines, I saw the figure 5 in gold, were taken by Demuth for his painting's title. The upper right corner has an arc implying a fragment of a large number 5, repeated 3 times in progressively smaller, complete number 5s to create an impression of the fire engine moving away from the viewer. Oh, that's why he did that. The fire engine itself is reduced to an abstracted form composed of red rectangles, but there's a hint of a ladder on the right side and an axle across the bottom. Above the truck are globular street lamps flanked by sidewalks and buildings in blacks and grays. Demuth conveyed his friendship with Williams by incorporating fragments of his name Bill across the top and Carlo in yellow dots in an illuminated theater sign across the bottom. The painter has placed his initials CD and also the poet's WCW in the same size and color. I didn't realize he was a wrestler like that.
Oh my lord.
Yes.
Oh boy. So one thing I was researching while we were actually like just like seeing all this, and so we generally know how copyright works for movies, TV shows, and of course books for the most part. Art's bless you. Art's a little different. Art is a little different. So typically, this varies by country. There is no real universal thing here. At least for this type of art, is by each country is different. Typically, it is the entire author's life plus 70 additional years. So
yeah,
that's why I was very afraid to ship out one art piece, because it's sort of copyright. That means so the author's dead, but it has an additional 70 years on that damn shit, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, art is so weird because it's different from because for like movies and things, if it was made before 1975, there's a set date.
Yeah, that tells me that we need to actually, we should do that. It'd be a whole little fun video. How copyright works.
Yeah, because we are experts in copyright because we've spent half our lives trying to avoid it.
Yeah, we have to. We'll cover it for each of the major things we've been doing this before. We'll cover it for movies, TV shows. Well, TV shows soon, music, and finally art. Yay! Oh, I guess books too, because we've been doing books. So seeing this art piece, this is it for us of a whole vinyl record, like the art for that. Number 5. CD. You're really thinking about that right now. This is really good. This is really good.
Yeah. I didn't quite understand what it was about because cubism and like futurism and all that, it kind of confuses me.
So
I understand.
What I can really like, this is how I interpret it, is that it is, of course, futuristic here. How because this style, it wasn't that big yet for this stylized fucking 5. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's really telling me that they're really trying to go this is the future, man. This is the future of the world. Dark and gloomy.
It does have some futuristic stuff. Also, I'm just saying, all cubists, I'm convinced, we're doing so many drugs.
Almost definitely. I can't wait to cover video games, because all the drugs you were doing back then, good shit. Oh my lordy, we're about to have a whole fucking fun time here. Okay. The Foundation of Perth, 1829, is a 1929 oil painting. Oh, you love to see it. By George Pitt Morrison. It depicts a reconstruction of a ceremony by which the town of Perth, Western Australia, was founded on the 12th of August in 1829. Morrison painted the work as a part of Western Australia's centenary celebrations and presented it to the Art Gallery of Western Australia in February 1929. The painting took George Pitt Morrison's almost 18 months to research and paint. He studied a number of contemporary accounts of the ceremony and had access to photographs of the people present. You know what's kind of crazy? Hypothetically speaking, it was a person from back then who was 100 years old. They're fucking born fucking for it.
Oh God.
I mean, it's probably very unlikely, but it's not a remote possibility. It's kind of crazy to think about.
That is kind of wild.
The official ceremony depicted in the image was held on a small hill overlooking Swan River, in the immediate vicinity of a present Perth town hall. As no stones were readily available, it was decided to mark the occasion by felling a tree. The only one to accompany the party so far at the river was from Fremantle, Mrs. Helena Dance was invited to strike the first blow. The foundation of Perth depicts Miss Dance holding the axe and about to make the first cut. Immediately right to the right of her in the painting is an axe man waiting to complete the task. Other people depicted in the work includes Lieutenant Governor James Sterling, Captain Charles Fremantle, Commander Mark John Curry. This is very British names. Major Frederick Irwin, Captain William Dance, the Colonel Secretary Peter Drone, Dr. William Milligan, and the Surveyor General Lieutenant John Septimus Rowe. They are not beating these British allegations. Milligan, however, may not actually have been at the ceremony. While some records claim that Milligan had arrived aboard HMS Sulphur on 8th of June 1829, good lord. Others claim that he immigrated to Western Australia with his wife and child and nephew, arriving aboard the Winstead on 30th of January 1830. And Milligan arrived on the 30th. Okay, there's a whole conspiracy going on right now, I see. Okay.
I see.
The foundation of Perth, 1829, has become an enduring and influential image in the history of Western Australia. It was used extensively in both 1829 cemetery celebrations and the way, 1929 sequential celebrations. Often the painting is not acknowledged as a historical reconstruction, and many people have incorrectly come to accept it as an authentic record of ceremony. Which, I mean, in fairness, if there's a guy there that's included who may not have been there, it's not really accurate.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he actually was or not. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
I like how I looked at the choice. All I see is the hotline for suicide. Lord. Okay. Let's get a nice good look here. I think, first and foremost, the shadow work on this lady on her head with the hat is really well done.
Oh yeah. The lighting is in general is quite impressive. The poses are as stiff as the people actually were in this era.
Perfect. Something about seeing all this, like, oh man. I talked about the whole British drip meme. Oh yeah, the British for the flag. Yeah, these are actually damn British people. Yeah, you mean those allegations, bastards? Well,
I feel like back then they weren't really allegations, and they were probably pretty proud of it.
Probably, although it was a whole penal colony, so I don't think so.
Fair.
Would you be proud of the country that imprisoned you? I mean, me personally, no, but
people were rude back then. Who knows? But you're probably right.
This is all for you. Look at all this. This is all for you.
Oh god, I'm not reading all of this.
You'll be reading all of this. That's it.
Yeah. Tornado Over Canvas is a 1929 oil on canvas painting by American regionalist I thought it said religionist. Regionalist painter John Stewart Curry. That's a really strange way to spell Stewart. It depicts a dramatic scene in which a family races for shelter as a tornado approaches their farm. It has compositional connections to Curry's earlier 1928 painting, Baptism in Kansas. The artist is believed to have been influenced by Baroque art and photographs of tornadoes. He developed a fear of natural disasters and a reverence towards God during his childhood, both of which are apparent in this painting. I detect some snark in that. Following its 1930 debut, Tornado Over Canvas was considered a notable regionalist work, but native Kansans disliked the choice of subject matter. Although the painting won awards and was lauded by some, others criticized Curry's amateur style of painting. Curry's work attracted criticism from contemporary painters Stuart Davis and Thomas Hart Benton. Fuck you guys. And logical inconsistencies and technical errors in the composition have been noted. Tornado Over Kansas is among several of Curry's works depicting natural disasters in Kansas, including the 1930 painting After the Tornado and the 1932 lithographs, The Tornado. It has been widely reproduced in publications including Time and Life magazines and is now among Curry's best-known works. Since 1935, the paintings remained in the Muskegon Museum of Art.
Okay. This portrait, not portrait, painting. Okay. I love the faces on people here. People's faces here look fucking. Oh yeah.
They look kind of bored.
Yeah, I'd be bored too. Oh man, it's been hours underneath in the shelter again. Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, so it's kind of a hot button issue. I personally imagine it's how people in Israel can feel. Oh, another bombing? Back to the damn fucking garages. And you always see people can be bored as fuck too when they're on phones. I'd be bored too.
I feel like it's both terrifying, but after a certain point, if you know you're safe in a bunker, it's just like, again?
Man, all I want to do is fucking go out and play the homies and not to watch a damn bomb dropping on the damn house. Again.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you live in the Midwest, this is like, you live in the Midwest, this is like pretty common. And considering the fact, I kid you not, in Minnesota there was back-to-back tornadoes, fucking 4 of them in one day. Yeah, again.
I'm technically in tornado country, but not really, and I could not imagine actually being in tornado country.
So, next up is a true legend. This is one of the most noteworthy paintings in America. Outside of obviously the damn dogs playing poker, this is the next one up. The American Gothic.
I would say this painting is almost more famous, depending on the audience.
Yep. As Americans, obviously, we would lean more towards this because I believe the poker is it was actually made in the UK.
Yeah.
So American Gothic is a oil on beaver board painting.
Beaver board?
Yep. By the American regionalist artist Grant Wood, depicting a Midwestern farmer and his wife, our daughter standing in front of their carpenter Gothic-style home. It is one of the most famous American paintings in the 20th century and is frequently represented in popular culture. I mean, it could be his damn daughter. She looks much younger than he does. Wood was inspired to paint what is now known as the American Gothic house in Eldon, Iowa, along with the kind of people he fancied should live in that house. I mean, it's been Iowa. If I ever, even now, how I know things have changed, like style and culture. This is how I imagine it. People in Iowa, just dressed like this.
Yeah.
The figures were modeled after Wood's sister, Nan Wood Graham, and Brian McKibby.
Brian McKibby.
The Wood family dentist, the woman is dressed in a colonial print apron, evoking 20th century rural Americana, while the man is adorned in overalls covered by a suit jacket and carries a pitchfork. The plants on the porch of the house are a mother-in-law's tongue and beefsteak, begonia, which also appears in Wood's 1929 portrait of his mother, a woman with plants. From 2016 to 2017, the painting was displayed in Paris at the Musée d'Angers in London at the Royal Academy of Arts. Okay, so it's something that always all these fancy ass places for these damn paintings. I'm like, wow, they got their shit, and they're British. They're gonna keep our stuff like they do with the Greeks. In its first showings outside the United States, painting is currently displayed at the Art Institute of Chicago. Or as we Americans really call it, Chirac. Duh. That's all I'm reading from this, because this is it's a well-known painting. It has tons of lore going on here. I'm not reading all this.
Oh yeah, but it is. Wasn't this painting kind of a critique of like people from Iowa?
I don't think so, considering this is how he views them. It's not really a critique, because people all view different people in a certain way. Hence why stereotypes exist to begin with, I suppose.
Fair.
So, shade painting up close and personal. Lord.
The detail, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god.
This motherfucker went all out.
I know. Holy shit.
If you didn't tell me this is a painting, I was like sitting a bit back. I'm like, wow, that's creepy. That's a real painting. That's not painting. It's a picture right there. That's creepy.
Yeah. I
Uh,
love the little details, like the guy's pitchfork is clearly handmade, probably
yeah.
by him. He looks. The facial expressions are also. If you've ever been in that, met some real country folk, yeah, this is still pretty accurate.
Yep. Um, I've seen women with like this type of damn jaw. This whole lineup. You were King Cobra's ex girlfriend now.
Oh god.
She has the same lineup. Oh no, she struck down her damn video. She didn't strike happy recently.
Like she'd find this.
All right, that's the last one of the day.
Yeah, Early Sunday Morning. Early Sunday Morning is a 1930 oil painting by American artist Edward Hopper. The painting portrays the small businesses and shops of 7th Avenue in New York City shortly after sunrise. It shows a cloudless sky over a long red building. A red and blue striped barber pole sits in front of one of the doorways on the right side of the sidewalk, and a green fire hydrant is on the left. A bleak, empty street and storefronts are said to be a representation of the dire state of the city during the Great Depression. Despite the title, Hopper said that the painting was not necessarily based on a Sunday view. The painting was originally titled 7th Avenue Shops. The addition of the Sunday to the title was tacked on by someone else. The image was based on a building nearby Hopper's studio. It is said to be almost a literal translation of 7th Avenue. However, a few minor details were changed, like decreasing the size of the doorways and making the lettering on the storefronts less clear. Provenance. It is currentrently in the collection of the Whitney Museum of American Art. The piece was originally sold to Whitney for $2,000. It was purchased from funds from the Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney just a few months after it was painted, and it would go on to become a part of the Whitney's founding collection. Scholar Carl Ann Marling notes that Edward Hopper's work is a prelude to the wakeful coffee urns to those who tend to defeat the night. According to the American art critic Blake Gopnik, the painting's bone-deep conservatism, and its obvious, almost polemical resistance to the most ambitious European art of its day. In the midst of the Depression in America, that conservatism, I don't know, is it supposed to be conservatism? Is as much part of the painting's subject as the close-shot depicts. The painting has become the inspiration for other works of art. Examples include Brian Vazaka's poem Early Sunday Morning and John Stone's poem of the same name.
So, this is most definitely very early Americana. Good lord. Yeah. Oh my. The sky is perfect. These damn things. Oh, they're so rare now.
Yeah. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Though most barbershops have like a version of these, though obviously not the same one.
Yeah, the 500 looks so too damn small to me.
It's a little baby fire hydrant for little babies.
It's really cool seeing this though. This is actually I want to say like my favorite damn decade thus far for art.
I think it's just gonna keep getting better and more interesting until we get to like the late 90s.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to get to the mid 2010s where I'm like, this is not art. I refuse to accept this as art. No, denied.
Yeah, it do be like that.
When we get to that, I just made a whole debate. So hey Oz, do we count some duct tape, a banana, and a wall as art? It's about constraining our minds and bodies, man. Like it's about reputational, man. It's come on, man. It's art. No, it's not. It's not quite art.
Technically, it is, though I would not personally consider it substantially so.
You see, me right now, I'm with crazy art. You see, I was doing Honey Buns box, and I'm going to grab some trash in my trash can, and like you see, this represents the capitalist ideology, and how it's just trash, and that we need to go beyond. Think of the greater things in America. It's not art. It's me being autistic.
It do be like that.
I just lost my fucking honey bun box. That hurt. But oh man, I went a whole rant there. That's fucking great. But this has been this episode of our art coverage, and I can say proudly, this is the first time I've never in a long time I've not edited a damn video.
Yeah, almost. You were close.
I've not said any bad words except for that whole suicide thing. But as always, I prompted in the hotline.
Yeah.
But next time we will be covering stuff on the channel because we don't really. The next stream you guys will be seeing will be our media stuff, but that'll be a bit later. I think we already did that recently.
Yeah.
So that'll be a
we always have a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
Yep. We have get ready for Oz's he's gonna cover some more books and stuff, some pulps. Be great.
Yeah, I'm going to start covering some short stories, and hopefully, the videos will be quite easy to make, so I can make quite a few of them. And also recommend you guys some good pulp, because there's a lot of good pulp out there, and it's not very widely covered simply because it's so obscure, and most people tend to dismiss it.
Which is sad.
Yeah, and I get why. A lot of it's like kind of dumb and also incredibly racist. But a lot of it isn't, and a lot of it is really good. And most people don't even realize that so many things like modern how much modern literature and like good settings come from pulp. The ones I always give as examples are like H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard, aka the guy who wrote Conan. Sherlock Holmes was a pulp.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure a lot of characters. I mean, comic books are like 2 steps away from pulp.
In fairness, most of the very earliest comic book characters were all in, like basically like borderline pulp. Mine's actual pulp paper.
Yeah. So, I mean, just like the stuff that came from Weird Tales alone was incredibly varied.
Yeah. So, look forward to next time, guys. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming out. It'll be a whole good fun time. See you guys next time.
Yeah. See ya.